Hey everybody, my name is Jody and I want to talk to you about presence and what that means for your network marketing business. One of the key components to network marketing is relationships, and how to have a healthy relationships with other people. And in order to be in a healthy relationship or to have a healthy relationship, you need to be present in that relationship. Whether it's with your marriage mate, with your children, with your friends, with your family, whatever relationship it is, it requires your presence. And not just being physically present, because a lot of times right now we can't be physically present, but we can be emotionally present, which means not just thinking about ourselves and what is going on with ourselves, but you have to be present in other people's lives. You have to know what's going on. You have to really dig deep into what is going on with their life. You have to ask questions. You have to be emotionally invested, emotionally present, and involved in their life. So how does that deal with your network marketing business? Network marketing is built on relationships. It's built on conversing. It's built on keeping a team together. And in order to do that successfully, you have to have and know what is going on in your team. You have to build relationships with people to bring them into your business. You have to keep relationships with people who have said no. And that may be surprising, but in order to have them be accessible later, or even maybe think about joining or even sending you referrals, those people have to know that you are invested in them, not just as an object to be sold to. So how do you do that? Because it's not easy, because men and women are different. Mentally, we are different. So women, when you're talking to women, she is going to be assimilating a big scope of things. It's not multitasking. There is actually a name for it. But when you're talking to her, she assimilates all of the facts. She assimilates all of the things. She gets the emotional, the facts, and she talks and processes it all. Whereas men are one-dimensional. They literally focus on one thing at a time. So when you're talking to them about something, you need to focus on the one thing, which is hard for a woman to do. But it's also hard for a man to do. If he is talking to a woman, it's hard for him to focus on the one thing. Like when the woman comes in and she's telling him about the whole day, what does she do? She tells him blah, 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 this and the kids and the job and the supper and all this. And he stops listening after he hears just one thing, because it's hard for him to focus on the more than the one. So emotionally, he becomes not present in the conversation, and then she becomes non-present in the conversation. So you have to realize this when you are talking to men and women. Realize their differences emotionally and psychologically, so that you can talk to them and reach them and be present in the conversation. And a lot of that has to do with questions. Keep the conversation going, keep it motivated, keep it moving, keep it going to the next question. Not overwhelming, but you also want to keep them discussing. It isn't a conversation unless there are two people talking and two people going back and forth. If one person does all the talking, that's not a conversation. That's a speech. And so want to keep that moving, want to keep that going forward. So realize that when you talk to people, and be emotionally invested in what is going on with them. Ask them what their goals are. What is their future plans? What is their thoughts on these things? so that you can keep the conversation going, and don't make it just about just business, because if you do that, then they're thinking, oh my goodness, that's the only thing they're invested in is just the business. And that's not true. You want to make sure that it is more than one thing. You want to make sure that you're actually having a conversation, that you're actually emotionally invested in them, that you are there for them. And that way you'll get people that are dedicated to the team, get people that are dedicated to you, to coming back, to talking to you, because they realize they're not just an object. A good way to do this is not just questions, but reaching back out to them. If they said no to you, reach back out, do a follow-up. And don't do a follow-up like one every week or every couple of weeks. Let a month or so go by, and then reach back out and say, hey, I was sorry. I've been so busy with my business that I've been kind of swamped, but I apologize. And I just wanted to touch base with you and see how things were going with you. See how things are going in your life. And that way you can, build that rapport with them. So that is a key way to do that. That's a key way to follow up. And also right now, because we can't always meet and go to a coffee shop together, or we can't always meet and go out to eat together, or we can't always physically be present in each other's lives, try to be present as much as possible by doing FaceTime or Messenger, a call over Messenger, not just texting, because texting and typing things in is very impersonal. So in order to get them to realize it's you and it's a person, try to call them, try to do a Zoom call, try to actually be present. Going back and forth is really good, because then they realize that it's you, that you're a person, you're human, and you're actually connecting. Letting them see your good times, your bad times, also is a good way to connect, because if it's unattainable, if your presence in their life is always where you're doing everything perfectly, then they kind of generally get to thinking, well, I can never attain to that because my life is crazy all the time. So letting them see the ups and the downs and the struggles, all that is a major component to talking to people and being present in their lives. So I hope this helped, and I will be talking to you again. Thank you.